Hello YouTube, this is Cover 2 Credits, and today we're going to be doing a semi-short book review. I didn't finish the whole series. I read the first 4 books of Ministry of Peculiar Occurrences. It's definitely steampunk. It's the classic Victorian era, sort of steampunky weirdness that's going on. In this particular book, the 2 main characters are Books and Brawn, are the name of the 2 hero/heroine team combo thing. Both of them work for the British Ministry of Peculiar Occurrences, which is sort of like a Secret Service spy thing, but they don't investigate. They don't do spycraft so much as they investigate weird happenings throughout the world. Like, in this setting, magic is semi-real, and mixed with sort of the weird clockwork technology of steampunk, you get weird things happening. The best part of the series, in my opinion, is probably the interactions between the 2 main characters. It has sort of that slow building romance where the 2 main characters don't really like each other starting out, or they sort of like each other, but at least respect each other. And then, as the books move along, they sort of slowly come together. And I think, they finally get together as a couple in, book 3 or book... I think it's book 3. Anyway, doesn't really matter. The point is that the steampunk has always been one of my more enjoyable genres. I like the sort of alternate history going on, especially when authors don't just copy and paste the world such as it was at the time, but instead take into account how certain events and these technologies would actually impact the comings and goings and the various wars happening. And this book doesn't do a great job of that, but it does do a pretty good job. And it does such a good job building the various characters, especially some of the side characters going on, like the Italian assassin whom you meet in book 1, who's a reoccurring character throughout, and like the American agents that they meet in book 3, and then some of the other characters they meet throughout. Like, you get all these. It's sort of almost like an old radio program, some of it, to where you have these villainous reoccurring characters, and they're bringing in all of these interesting things, but, you can tell that the author has framed it that way on purpose, such that it sort of makes the book more in line with the time frame that they're trying to, that the book takes place in. So he's writing such that you get more of that Victorian era feel from the book and the writing. So, you don't have that disjoint you get in a lot of books. And like I said, it's not that the book does anything super excellent in terms of plot twists or in terms of, framing all this stuff, but in terms of character building and in terms of world building, the books are definitely quite good. And for me, that's what fantasy is about. I don't need to have a great plot and story, but I need good characters and I need a great world. And these books do that very, very well. Biggest problem I have with the whole series, and this is going to be a little spoilery, is in book 4, the whole series sort of goes off the rails. And what I mean by that is, you know, as you're going through, you have all this magic, you have all this tech, and, you know, but the impact on day-to-day life for the, you know, the people of the time is fairly minimal. You know, and you might have like an odd autonomous robot who, you know, serves tea, and, you know, clockwork like limbs that people have when they've lost something in an accident, and all these interesting sorts of guns and things. But by book 4, things have gotten pretty out there, and they get much, much more out there. It's like, at that point, the author just sort of, I don't know, gives up, and then the series shifts from steampunk into more of a sci-fi angle, and for me, that just sort of killed the whole series for me, because I hate time travel, and I hate when you introduce it into a story that did not need it, and shouldn't be messing with it, and for me, that just killed it. There is a 5th book. I honestly didn't read it because the 4th book made me so angry. But that's only at the very, very end of the 4th book, and he did such a good job with the characters and the world building before that, you know, to me, my pet peeve is time travel. If you've watched any of these, like, videos we do, you know that I hate time travel as a plot device. I hate it so much. And they broke out the time travel card on me, and I got mad and stopped. But before that, the series as a whole, and for people who like time travel and who doesn't bother them, that's not going to kill it for them. And you've got what is, if not a great series, at least a very good, very enjoyable series. So, I'm going to give these books an 8. I had a ton of fun with them. I listened to them all back to back to back. I did one of the Audible buy 3 credits for like $35 and bought all of them and listened to all of them just right in a row because they were that good. So, it's Ministry of Peculiar Occurrences, and like I said, it's steampunk, it's Victorian era, and it brings it all together quite nicely. So, I give it 8 out of 10. Again, you can catch it on Amazon. It's everywhere. In fact, the Ministry of Peculiar Occurrences is sort of its own... What's the word I'm looking for? They do sort of author collaborations on it, where different authors write within the world of Ministry of Peculiar Occurrences. I haven't read any of the anthologies or any of the guest authored like things they've done, but there are quite a few of them out there. If you go to the website, there's this whole like thing that they have going to where, like I said, it seems like a fairly big thing, but Ministry of Peculiar Occurrences is the name of the series, and it is the world that the books are written in. So check them out. Like I said, you can get them anywhere, and definitely a solid pickup just for the world building and just for the characters. There's not nearly enough steampunk out there, in my opinion. Good steampunk novels. I've read quite a few bad steampunk novels, and, you know, but in terms of solid, just well-written stuff, there's not a ton out there, and this is one of the better series, in my opinion. So, that's going to do it for me. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like our videos. We've got accounts on pretty much everything. Facebook and Twitter and the whole mess, Instagram, all of it. So check us out if you like our stuff. And until next time, thanks for staying till after the credits.